Welcome to Mega Man on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. So if you've never played it before, picking the right guy to start with can be the toughest choice. I like to do Bomb Man or Cut Man first, so we'll go with Cut. So you start off, you'll see I like to jump up onto ladders a lot, it saves a little bit of time. Can't shoot too much in these games. You have unlimited ammunition with the basic weapon, and it's probably the best weapon in the game because it's so versatile. You get points for collecting those balls. The points really don't do anything though. It's not worth damage most of the time. So you'll just see me whiz on through here. Little jump, little shoots. Hard to do sometimes. Gotta press jump and fire basically almost at the same time to do that. This is one of the first Nintendo games I can remember that had a lot of finesse in the controls. Just minute adjustments in the left, right, up and down, tapping the jump button versus holding it. You had different levels of jump. I don't know, it made the gameplay very good. At the time, the only thing to compare this to was something like Super Mario Bros., which also had excellent control at the time. But this one was different. The weapons mechanics in it is more like a game of rock, paper, scissors. So knowing which one to choose for which type of battle made this game different than most. I probably spent, gobs of time playing this one, months, to figure out the patterns and the bosses and what countered what. You'll see this entire video beginning to end, I believe, is about 42 minutes of gameplay. And it took over 42 days to beat it when I first purchased it, so time and experience help. Now you can get all these things, get a few extra points, but it's not worth the damage. This guy you just keep running, doesn't hurt you, it looks cool. Shoot, 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 jump, shoot. I get real lucky here, I almost fell. When you get damaged, you're invincible for about 2 seconds. So it's definitely worth your time just to keep moving most of the time. I got lucky there. That thing will take 1/3 of your life off if you get hit by it. I'm determined to kill it. Alright, we're coming into this battle with almost our full health bar. That helped. You just dodge that. More health. So as the first boss you're going to battle, we're going to use the default weapon, and it's pretty good. You got to learn the pattern though. So I shoot and jump over his weapon. Shoot, jump over, shoot, jump over. And you keep running towards him. When you run towards him, he seems to want to jump away from you. Except for right there. Now he's chasing me. But we still win. And now we've beaten our first boss. We get the cut weapon. And the cut weapon itself is most excellent against a Luckman, but his stage is very difficult. So to beat a Luckman stage, we need Gutsman weapon, and to beat Gutsman, we need Bomb Man. So Bomb Man stage is pretty straightforward. It's really not that difficult. These little jumping fleas, or whatever they're called, they can be very annoying. So when you see them, you just gotta shoot, shoot, shoot all the time until you get them. There's definitely a pattern to these things. You see I sort of hug the tower until they explode, and then I keep moving. I slipped there, I meant to jump over that. You can fill up on your health pretty early here. There's definitely a pattern to this one. If you shoot the second one up, right there, you can dodge everything else and just keep moving. I used to take so much damage there. These guys are hard. They sort of just sit there. They're very random with their movements. You see I keep shooting. He just holds his shield up. And they do take a lot of damage. They're almost like a boss. This little area you gotta be careful. They keep respawning those guys that come from the right side. It's easy to get stuck in the wrong spot. But you keep moving, eventually they stop. And we keep going here. You just avoid these things. A little touchy on the jumping, as you can see there. Those are just narrow spaces. I've lost a lot of Mega Man to that jump you just saw. But with experience, you make the big leap and press up at the last second. So you're safe right there, and then you jump and you're safe there. You gotta hop. Hop. Now you'll see here, I can just shoot. I can remember way back in the day, 1987, I had the NES Max controller, and I put a C-clamp on the turbo button. And I let Mega Man shoot there for about 8 hours straight. I went to school, came back, and took a photo of all 9s across the top for score. So I did it, sort of legit. I don't know if you'd call that a hack or not, but it worked. So again, we gotta wait to take this guy out. It's easy to get impatient. He just sits there sometimes. Now there is a glitch in Mega Man here. You can pick up this extra life, go all the way to the right, go left. If you can make this jump up here, and turn to the right, you can get it again. And I can remember times where I've done that maybe about 7 or 8 times in a row. But I didn't get lucky there. So here's the last Guardian. I think his name is Sniper Joe. There, we take him out. We have a lot of life, so I'm not too worried. I tend to just jump down here. If you can go all the way to the right, you usually don't get hit, but whatever. So there's Bomb Man. The default weapon's pretty good against him, does good damage. He just keeps jumping towards you. You just have to look out as he throws the bombs toward you. When he does hit you, there's some damage, but it's not terrible damage. And that's that. So now we have Cut Man weapon, Bomb Man weapon. So bombs are great against Guts Man, as you'll see. So that's the stage we tackle next. This stage definitely takes some patience and memorization. This early part not too bad. There's some good luck. You run, you usually jump right onto this platform, and this part can be really hard. So I generally keep my eyes focused on that little green bar just below the platform that I'm standing on, and I'm just looking for those opportunities to jump, 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 run, and jump. That can be really tough, actually. These things can be annoying too. But we get past them. You see him not really using Bomb Man weapon or Cut Man weapon too much unless I really need them. These things you just gotta shoot a lot and inch your way forward as you're shooting. You'll get hit every now and then, but they don't do too much damage. I just keep moving. Now there's a free guy coming up. I push to the left here, but he doesn't go left. I don't know, it requires luck sometimes. There's another guy, we get lucky. You get hit by that, you take a third of your life off. Sometimes they do short jumps, sometimes they do high jumps. So here we go, switch to bombs going into the room. I like to just jump up, throw the bomb, and get it just close enough that you can hit him. Every time you hit Gutsman with a bomb, it takes a third of his life off. That's pretty good. So now I'm not sure if he's going to get closer or further. So I see further, so I throw the bomb. That one misses. But this one hits. So now we have the Gutsman weapon. Lets us pick up those rocks, just like you see right there. And that's great for taking out Cutman. But Cutman's pretty easy to take out with the default weapon, so that wasn't much of a big deal. But now that we have Cutman weapon and Gutsman, we can take on the Electman stage. I like to get this one done sooner than later because the Electman weapon is just so good. Easy to fall off here, so that's why you see me run all the way to the right and then come left so I can time those jumps just perfectly. The other good thing about the Cutman weapon is when you throw it, it goes up just a little bit. So things that are on ledges just a little bit higher than you, that helps a lot. You gotta time these electricity bolts that you see. They go on and off constantly. We just shoot what we need to and we keep moving. Get a few points, but no big deal. Alright, time to memorize the cubes. This took a lot of practice when I first bought the game. Many Mega Man fell here. But I think it's ingrained in my brain how the pattern goes now. And we hop, and it repeats. That life there, that's a trap. If you get that, 95% of the time you're gonna die getting out of there. So I just skip it. I tend to always go to the left side here. I just think it's easier. You have your choice. Use Cutman because it goes up a little bit. There's some good luck. You can see the tearing in the game. At the time, these graphics really pushed the envelope. And as a lot of stuff happened at the same time, the game started to glitch out a little bit. I almost do this perfectly. And I get hit. So we're going way up. So there's the magnet gun. The only way to get it is to use the Gutsman weapon and get rid of those blocks. So you can come here, do this stage, and if you don't have Gutsman, you gotta skip that, which means you'll be coming back here later to get it. This would be a real tough game to beat if you didn't have that. So I'll show you in a little bit what it does. Here you just gotta time your jumps, be a little patient, immediately move up when it stops. I saw that little flea guy coming down. Sometimes they'll jump on you onto the ladder and knock you down. So I just wanted to be very careful. So we keep going up, and we are near the top. And here's where I'll switch to the magnet beam. You can see what it does. Basically draw a line and you can walk on the line. It's temporary and it lasts about 3 to 4 seconds. Comes in real handy sometimes. Like right here. I don't want to risk getting hit. I got lucky before. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. Alright, Elecman is soon. So we switch to the Cutman weapon. Gotta climb here. Just stay and be patient. Time your movement. It's really annoying if you get hit here because Mega Man falls down quite a bit. You gotta do it all over again. Alright, so if Elecman hits you, you take 1/3 of your life off. If you hit him with the Cutman weapon, you take 1/3 of his life off. So these battles are quick. You can beat him if you don't have the Cutman weapon, but boy, it's really tough. I don't recommend it. Alright, 4 down, 2 to go. The Fireman stage is not too bad. That's one you can do actually even first or second if you wanted. But since we have the Elecman weapon, we're just going to play that rock, paper, scissors game, and we're going to use it against Iceman. That is his counter. This stage is pretty cool. It's like one of the first games I ever saw that had ice mimicked pretty well, where you could slide on it. It's a tough stage. It actually might be one of the toughest stages here. Because you're sliding around, you have multiple weapons, and the enemies are coming from sides and on the bottom, and they move around. I don't know, this is kind of a tough one. You see, I love using a Elecman weapon. It goes up, down, and to the side. And it only takes 1 bar of energy to shoot. You gotta save about 5 shots for the last battle. So as I start to get low, I gotta get conservative here. There's another one where you have to time your jumps. Knowing which blocks to go on, which ones to avoid. That can take a lot of time. If it's your first time playing, you're probably just staring at these blocks for a while trying to memorize their pattern. Here, there is a pattern, but I skip it. I'll just use the magnet beam. And run and run and run. Right here you gotta be a little careful. It's easy to get hit and fall. There's a lot happening here. I'm almost dying, but I make it through. And I'm gonna push left here and try and get that, but it just doesn't work sometimes. So I look to see what I should refill. We have enough Elecman, so I fill the magnet beam back up. And there's one of these guys. I don't want to get hit. So we just run right on over him. Oops. I thought I had a gun. I didn't. You gotta be careful as you're getting close to the end here. You think he's done, but they still come. Alright, I gotta switch out my weapons. There's Iceman. If you can get this first shot off and hit him there, this is a real quick one. 1, 2, 3, and he's down. And just jump and avoid that. And that's easy. There's a pattern where you can jump and avoid those ice crystals if you're using his regular default weapon. The battle takes a bit longer, but you know, you can memorize it and dodge and still beat him. You can beat pretty much every boss, I'd say, with the exception of Elecman. If you don't have the Cutman weapon for him, that stage probably isn't going to get beat. Alright, on to Fireman. This stage is pretty cool. Again, the Elecman weapon's just so versatile with all the different directions that it shoots. The fact that it only uses 1 energy. You gotta be a little careful here with those flame guys. Their pattern as to which they come down is a little bit random. and it can just throw you off sometimes. Use that magnet beam. No point in taking risks. We'll just avoid all the fire. Except for that one. That doesn't matter though. Switch to ice just to sort of demonstrate what it does. You can freeze those fire pillars, but if you freeze it, then you can't get past it. So that's probably why I didn't use it. It's hard to move through this area and not take some damage. Alright, so here's a little glitch in the game. As you move up here, these fire columns that come down, if you pause and unpause the game a few times in a row, you'll see I've disrupted its pattern, leaving a gap for me to walk through. It's pretty easy. To actually time it regularly is so hard to do. I don't mind taking advantage of that glitch. Really don't need that tank, that's why I skip it. We just dodge those. And that Iceman weapon that we got is the counter to Fireman. It's not as effective as some of the other weapons that we've seen, but it works well. And the pattern for Fireman is when he shoots at you, we want to jump, shoot, then jump, and then just move a little bit forward, and then do it again. Because wherever you hop the fire, a little flame appears underneath it. And there you go. So all the mini bosses are done. On to Dr. Wily. I used to think this animation was so cool. 1987, it was cool. A UFO, and it sounded like a UFO. Alright, so these stages start to get really challenging. As we use all these weapons that we have, they don't auto-refill after each level. So you have to kind of manage their energy as you play through the game. So I use one ice blast as those guys jump over me so that I can just run under them and dodge them. Unfortunately, I get hit there. You see the damage it did. Real strong. You gotta use Gutsman to move these obstacles. The next area, you got these fire columns. It's real hard to time this sometimes. I got lucky on that first shot. You almost will always take damage going through there. That's a hard section. I tried to jump and get that, but no, there's little tight jumps. They're really hard to get. I switch weapon to Elec here real quick so it can shoot up. You can use the Elec weapon on those blocks there to shoot them, but it's easier just to use Gutsman. There's not a lot of uses for the Gutsman weapon in this game. But there's a boss battle coming up where we're going to use it. Alright, you got to be careful here. Time your jumps. I start running out of space real quick, and there's our death, our first death. If I jump right now, that guy keeps looping at the top. So there's another glitch that helps us. Otherwise he comes down there. Somehow he reset though. Alright, let's try this again. Obviously we don't want to get too high. So this is good. Let's run under them. That's ideal. Except for getting hit. Here's another glitch. Or a feature, however you want to call it. You could advance, but if you come down the ladder, notice that the energy regeneration for your weapons reappears. It respawns. So I use it to refill all my weapons, because there's no way to refill them going forward. Even if you beat the next boss coming up, whatever you have in your energy banks are going to continue to the next stage. So while it's a little boring to watch, this is a good opportunity just to fill up here. There is a boss coming up where we're going to use the Gutsman weapon, so I know to refill this a bit. The only other way to refill your energy is to lose all your lives and hit continue and start over again. That'll refill them. But our goal isn't to continue. We want to knock this out in one long run. Alright, good enough. We use the magnet beam. At the time, this is pretty challenging. We move on. I think this is the hardest boss in the entire game here. So I call this guy the Plasma Monster. I would read later on that they call it the Yellow Devil, but there's a pattern to memorize, and it's a real hard one to execute. And the pattern going to the right is slightly different than going to the left. So as I'm playing this, it's been years since I've played it, so I'm trying to remember the pattern. I take a couple hits, but it starts coming back to me pretty good. There we go. There is a distinct cheat you can use to beat this guy. You can shoot his eye with the elect beam and then pause the game, and then unpause it and pause it again, unpause it, pause it. Doing that, you can beat him in about 5 seconds of doing that cheat. But I choose not to use it. Since I spent a good month of my life learning this pattern, I figure I owe it to myself. Beat him the old-fashioned way. There we go. Many Mega Man have died to him, so that I could learn the pattern and continue. I think the stages progressively get a little bit tougher. That's when you'll see me get to the edge of the ledges, and I'm careful, because those little flying guys will knock you down real quick. I want to make sure I don't get hit. So I go to the edge. If they don't come, then I go. See me going left, right, shoot. They swarm me real fast. I try and fill up my my weapon there, but I forget where the hole was. So another chance to use those memorized patterns. Jump, run towards him, he jumps away. perfect. Very cautious with these jumps. Alright, this time we get lucky, we know where the hole is. Gotta be real conservative with the weapons. So here's a luck man, we gotta switch to cut. That was good, perfect. We've taken no damage from bosses here. This part can be a little annoying. Trying to avoid them, but boy, they're tough. There we go. We'll take the extra life. It's real easy to get this one. Luckman weapon, just so good. Best one in the game, in my opinion. We're almost there. Since energy for your weapons is so hard to come by, you take what you can get. That was a good one. Alright, it's boss time. First time we ever got here, it was sort of mind-blowing. I was like, what's happening? The colors in the background. For Nintendo, that's a lot of colors. And you're fighting yourself, a clone. Whatever weapon you use, he'll use. I think we came into this battle with not enough life. We do good, just not good enough. This can be tough. So we'll give it one more go. If you use the Luckman weapon, he will too, and you'll take more damage. I think we give the regular weapon here a shot. And this is just like chaos. You're just jumping and shooting as much as you can. What's great is if you hit him, it knocks him back. Gives you another chance to set up. It can be annoying though. Keeps trying to come and get you. The fireman weapon's good because you have that little shield that revolves around you. Boy, that was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. But it's a win. Notice that a lot of our weapons now are almost depleted. So to keep moving forward. The stages all look and feel so different. Music is very memorable. Just working our way down. This little ice blast comes through. It'll push you automatically, or you can run twice as fast. That's pretty neat. I start thinking I could use this opportunity to get those energy rechargers for my weapons. It's hard to time though. That's a lot of work. They trick you a little bit, you think you're in the clear, and these exploding guys come through. At least our life is full. One more. There we go. Okay, so this boss is another one you kind of learn with experience. These little bubble robots. Each one that you destroy increases the speed of the next one. So they gradually get faster, faster, and faster. So that's why you see me shooting them at first. You can also pick up those blocks and throw them at them for an instant death, but I saved them for last, because as they start to get too fast, you don't get the chance to shoot them. So now we switch our weapons. And if you come in here and you lose to these guys, and you have to do this battle again, the blocks that you used will be gone when your next Mega Man comes for the next battle. And it becomes almost impossible. Alright, we are on the last stage. To be honest, I think this stage probably is not the most difficult. The prior few were probably tougher. That'll come in handy. I know I need the fireman weapon for the last battle, so I power that up. Blackman is good because these things are tall, you can shoot up. First time through here, I saw all those Gutsmans up top there. I thought for sure one's gonna drop down and come and get me. But they're decorative, they don't do anything. Alright, so this is a little tricky. Most of the time when I'd play the game, I would skip getting the extra stuff here. But for this video, I figured I'll give it a try. It can be a little tough. Ooh, I almost die there. That little thing that we got recharges all of our weapons to full, including our health. So that's great. So I had the magnet beam on, that was a mistake. So I take damage, I can't shoot. That's not how I wanted to start it. It kind of glitched there. Then I realized, yeah, I should be using the fire weapon. That's the counter to Bomb Man. But we've taken some significant damage already. And there's a bunch of bosses to fight. The pattern of the bosses is in the order of which weapons you're using. So we used fire to counter Bomb Man. Here we're using ice to counter Fireman. So we're going to see Iceman next. Again, this is the first time in years I've been playing this. I think I had forgotten. So we lose another Mega Man, but we have a few more in the reserve. This time I do it right. You don't have to rush these boss battles, just take your time and don't make errors. Alright, so we know Fireman's coming next, so I like to switch the weapon before I get into their room. That saves a lot of valuable time. Jump and shoot forward. You always take a little damage against Fireman. That's normal. Alright, we know Iceman's next. If you just pound on that fire key here, you get your 3 shots off. 1, 2, 3. And you're out of there. This guy's not too bad. Just gotta dodge those blocks. Jump. One more. There we go. That's about as good as you can ask for. So you're going to use fire and elect on this final battle. And here's Dr. Wily, the final boss. The spinning shield of the fire weapon really helps take that out real fast. And the next vulnerability is using elect because you get those triple hits when it goes backwards, and you get double hits as it comes forward. You just have to avoid that shooter, that blaster. Dr. Wily shoots on a pattern of something like every 4 or 5 seconds. You like to jump and be in the air when he shoots so that when it comes by you, it's over your head. Oof. Let's get close. One more hit. There we go. He begs for mercy. But Mega Man is a nice guy. He'll let Dr. Wily live. And by letting him live, we have sequel after sequel after sequel of Mega Man games, which is good for the gamers. So you get to see the ending credits. At the time when I played this, 1987, this is just a hint of parallax scrolling, with the foreground moving faster than what's in the background. I thought this was totally awesome. And here we go. You also notice that the background's going to be changing. Changes seasons, the sky changes. I don't know, I just thought that was mind-blowing. I thought it was great. I wondered why they didn't make stages that looked like this that you fought in. So the regular NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, having these animated conclusions to the games, this was sort of new on the system. Now they're very cinematic, movie-like. But this was a good one for its day. There is a port in a city with twin towers. That's probably New York. And there he is. Mega Man is out of his battle suit, and he's like a regular kid with his girlfriend Roll and Dr. Light. Hope you enjoyed it.